And this is the GoPro that I normally use, the GoPro Session. This thing is pretty much every point of view shot you've ever seen me use. But I recently shot a video where we give John a GoPro, and you can see that I'm wearing a new one in that video. And that new camera is this. This is the GoPro Hero 6. And this I bought specifically because of the image stabilization and what I could do with it on my mountain bike. I just closed my search that informed me that today, which is September 20th, they've announced the GoPro Hero 7. I'm going to Best Buy right now to return this in order to come home with the new GoPro Hero 7 Black. Now, I want to test this thing out in real world conditions. I want to use it all day long. All the footage you see, unless otherwise noted, will be shot on the Hero 7 Black. And you might be surprised at some of the results. Full transparency, I've actually had this for a couple of days now. And I'm already impressed, but I've only used it to really go fishing. So I want to try this with a kind of a vlogging style, and I got some other things that I want to do with it later, but I feel like with a vlogging style you can get a better feel for the differences in the lighting, the differences with the audio, and just really giving a good solid test. The image stabilization, you know, everyone has already ranted and raved about, and we'll get to that later, because I don't necessarily know if that is the only feature that we should be talking about. One of my favorite things about this camera is the voice commands. Being able to tell it to start or stop has been instrumental over the last couple of days that I've had this camera in fishing. You know, if I get hooked up, I can just tell it. And I can't say it now because it'll just stop. It's fall here in New England, and if you're from here, or maybe even if you're not from here, you know that New England is one of the most beautiful places in the country during the fall. And I wanted to show you the different clips of the leaves and the trees and all that good stuff, because I think it's a lot easier for you to be able to see the color science that GoPro's using in this model that's unlike the 6 or the 5 or the 4 or even like the Sessions. Because I truly think that the color reproduction is much better, as well as the sharpness and clarity overall of the picture. And I'm telling you, if you're looking for a video that's gonna bash this camera and for someone to say, hey, don't buy it, you might as well stop now, because I absolutely think it's the best action camera I've ever seen. What you're seeing is that really cool hyper smooth stabilization, and we're gonna get a better look at that right now. GoPro, stop recording. incredible, man. The image stabilization on this thing, did you see that? That's nuts. No, truly, like, GoPro says that this camera is the gimbal killer. And I'll leave that up to you guys to decide whether or not it's truly a gimbal killer. I'm of the mind that you need to feel some of the bumps. And some of those bumps you can feel, some not so much. But I truly, for me, I don't like the look of mountain bike footage riding on rails that the gimbal can provide. But that's just me. I'll let you guys go ahead and decide for yourselves. And you can let me know what you think down below in the comments. But there's still a couple things I want to try. We've tried hyperlapse and we've tried 4K and zooming in. We've seen the colors, you can hear the audio, and we've tested the image stabilization. However, I want to test slow-mo because this camera can record up to 240 frames per second in 1080p. I think the ability to record at 240 frames per second is absolutely wonderful in this package. And the fact that it doesn't have image stabilization doesn't really bother me, because when you're setting up a shot for slow motion, that's exactly what you're doing. You almost have to set it up. Basic image stabilization is available at 120 frames per second, which I find really, really cool, because if I have it mounted to my chest when I'm fishing, if I get a really big blow up or something, I can then slow that down in post 4 times slower than its normal frame rate in order to still achieve 30 frames per second, which is the more natural thing that we view as human beings. At $400, I found myself prepared to not really be able to validate the experience of the camera. For $400, you're almost at entry-level DSLR. My Canon SL2 was $650. It's been an invaluable tool to me because of the capabilities in the camera, being able to switch out a wide angle lens for a zoom lens or a fixed lens in order to get that blurry background we call bokeh. But a GoPro has a lot of advantages the DSLR doesn't. The GoPro is this big. The DSLR is this big, bulky thing. And a lot of times, I don't carry my big camera with me on trips like on the boat or something like that. Instead, I end up relying solely on my cell phone to do the job. Being able to record in slow motion, hyper smooth stabilization. Wrap it up, dude. The low light is so much better than it was. It's been completely overcast the entire time I've been trying to make this video, and the colors are still very vibrant, the sharpness is still there, the clarity is still there. I could go on and on and on. Please don't. Let's not forget that it's waterproof either, and we can get some really cool underwater shots like I did in this video right here. The last thing that I want to say. Oh, finally. What do you mean, dude? I'm trying to give a good positive review. Yeah, it's fine. You're taking forever. Yeah. The last thing that I want to say is my experience with the new GoPro Hero 7 Black. Let's go. Has been a good one. And had I known what I know now back when I bought my DSLR, it would have been a much harder decision to buy my Canon SL2 over getting an extra GoPro with some accessories and stuff like that, because I just think that this camera is so capable for what we do here at Ride Along Fishing. If you guys want to check out the camera for yourself over on Amazon, the link is down below in the description. I can't recommend it enough, but that being said, it's certainly not for everyone. My name is Jared. Thank you for watching, and we'll catch you next time.